Good morning! Today will be part 3 of the real full-scale hoverboard project. Dajik DIY! Think, build, and share. In part 2, we stuck these magnets to those pieces of wood and we were about to stick some more on these white plastic boards. But with some previous tests, I have found that the two major pieces of wood were misaligned and they attracted each other instead of repelling each other. Thus, the hoverboard could not fly. Basically, for this design to work, it needs to be perfectly accurate, and it is nearly impossible to do without a CNC machine. Only the two center boards repelled each other. So I will try this version, but first let's do some math. Two magnets which repel each other create 200 grams of thrust roughly. So 6 magnets which repel each other create 600 grams of thrust roughly. Then, since I have 1.25 thousand magnets, we divide this by 6, this gives us 208, so there'll be 208 arrays of magnets, and 208 times 0.6, because 0.6 kilogram equals to 600 gram, and this gives us roughly 125 kilogram of thrust. Thus, it is working. This is why I remove the wood which is not needed and I add the magnets in series. Then it's time for a test. Here is what happened. They repelled each other for a second, but I did not put any screws yet, so the board moved and then stuck to one another. This will be the first real test, but nothing happens because indeed the PVC pipes, which are very loose, moved. This is why I need to add some more screws and to tighten them. In the second test, I have found that there is a misalignment. This is where I'm at after 1 hour of trial and error. The board finally levitates on itself. Next, I will have to try to put my weight on it and see if I can hover, because that is the main goal. Here we can see that there is one misalignment, so there is too big of a thrust loss. One hour later, I have not found any major improvement yet, and there is one pillar which came off, so I will have to add new screws. But at this point, it still doesn't work, because the magnets are not parallel to each other. I was reading this book about problem solving, and it is basically saying that there is no point in trying any harder, because it oftentimes makes it worse according to the data. At least I have learned a lot about magnets, and I also had some fun. I think that I could make another prototype by using a huge fan with this spare Dremel tool motor that I have found in the trash. Here is the inspiration that I have gotten it from, and what makes me believe that it is possible. Sometimes things just don't work and you have to go back to the drawing board. That is a part of the creative process. I also have to find a way to use these 1.25 thousand magnets. At least the board levitates on its own, which I think is already pretty cool. I hope that you liked this video, that you learned something, and I will see you next time. Here is a working mini hoverboard and other projects that you might like.